is.
Boys and girls, I greet you once again. You are welcome to our lesson number 16. In our lesson number 15, we are looking at kingdoms in Uganda. We gave examples of ancient kingdoms in Uganda. We gave also the advantages, the good things and the bad things about kingdoms. One of the good things about kingdoms is that kingdoms promote peace, they promote unity, they promote culture, they promote development in the country. We looked at the bad things about kingdoms, that kingdoms favor minority, especially the royal family. They're interested in the royal family so much. The royal family members benefit a lot from the kingdom, leaving the other people on the side. We said we had a president in Uganda who abolished all the kingdoms. That was Dr. Apple Milton Obote and many others. You read through that work. But today I want to welcome you to our lesson 16, and we are looking at Bunyoro Kitara Empire. Before we look at Bunyoro Kitara Kingdom, let's first look at Bunyoro Kitara Empire. And in this area we shall look at a group of people called the Batembuzi and also the Batwezi under Bunyoro Kitara Empire. Bunyoro Kitara Empire. So in this heading, we need to know what were the meaning of the word empire. We need to know the meaning of the word empire. Bunyoro Kitara Empire under the Batembuzi. What is an empire? What is an empire? Are we there? Some of you could have heard about it in some classes there, P4 what? An empire is a state made up of different provinces under one leader. It is a very big state. It is bigger than the kingdom. An empire is a state made up of different provinces under one leader. And the title given to the leader, the head of the empire, is called the emperor. It's called the emperor. Now, Bunyoro Kitara Empire was very big. It covered almost half of Uganda, even western Kenya and northern Tanzania. We shall look at it in the other lessons. It was very big. And this empire was founded by a group of people called the Batembuzi. The Batembuzi, the killers of the gods, locally, the local meaning of Batembuzi. So the founders of Bunyoro Kitara Empire were the Batembuzi. Were the what? The Batembuzi. They were the founders of Bunyoro Kitara Empire. What do we know about the Batembuzi? What do we know about the Batembuzi? The Batembuzi were the founders of Bunyoro Kitara Empire. That one I've already told you. They were also regarded as demigods, half-gods. Half-gods. Why were they called demigods? Why were they called half-gods? Why were they called jajas? We need to know the reason why they were called demigods. And the reason why these Batembuzi are called demigods is that they could perform miracles. They could perform miracles of appearing and disappearing. You have watched movies where somebody is talking to the other one and the other one disappears. You look around and the person again reappears. So also the Batembuzi used to perform those miracles. You are here talking to them, they disappear from you. Or you attack them from nowhere, you look for the people, they have disappeared. So the Batembuzi used to perform miracles of appearing and disappearing. Who was the first king of the Batembuzi? Who was the first king of the Batembuzi? And who was the last king of the Batembuzi? The first king of the Batembuzi was called Ruhanga. The first king of the Batembuzi was called Ruhanga. Was called who? Ruhanga is the local name which means creator. Ruhanga was the first king. So he worked together with his brother Ncha. He worked with his brother Ncha. So the first king of the Batembuzi was called Ruhanga. And the last one, before they disappeared forever, their last king was called Isaza. Was called who? Isaza. And before you had that story of Ruhanga and Isaza. Yes. So the first king of the Batembuzi was Ruhanga, and the last king of the Batembuzi was called Isaza. was called Isaza. While the Batembuzi were in Bunyoro, enjoying their empire, they established a ruling class. A ruling class where the leaders would come from. They established a ruling class which is got from their name. They are called the Batembuzi, and their ruling class was called Tembuzi dynasty. Tembuzi dynasty. They were called the Batembuzi, and their ruling class or their ruling dynasty was called Tembuzi dynasty. Was called Tembuzi dynasty. If it was Baganda, we would say the Ganda dynasty. Okay? So, let's move ahead and see the next one. The ruling dynasty established in Bunyoro by the Batembuzi was called the Tembuzi dynasty. We need to understand something special. Okay? These people, before at the time they had challenges and decided to leave Bunyoro, they had been attacked by a certain group of people who came after them. It means they disappeared when they saw a certain group that came to attack them. Who were these people that succeeded the Batembuzi? They were called the Batwezi. They are called the Batwezi. So the Batembuzi were succeeded by the Batwezi. It means the Batwezi came after the Batembuzi. Okay? So we shall also introduce you a small part about the Batwezi before we go into details about Bunyoro Kitara Empire. Are you getting me? The first group, or the founders of Bunyoro Kitara Empire, were the Batembuzi. They were succeeded by another group of people called the Batwezi. Let's briefly look at these people. We just introduced something about the Batwezi. So we shall look at Bunyoro Kitara Empire under the Twezi people, or the Batwezi. Okay, Bunyoro Kitara Empire under the Batwezi. This Batwezi came from a country called Ethiopia. From a country called Ethiopia. Ethiopia is found in the Horn of Africa. We looked at the Horn of Africa when we looked at ethnic groups. We looked at some of the countries found in the Horn of Africa. We also studied about it in primary 6. They were pastoralists. They were what? Pastoralists. Who is a pastoralist? A person who keeps or rears cattle on as a way of earning a living. They were pastoralists. They were. While in Bunyoro, they also established their ruling class, which is called the Twezi dynasty. The Twezi dynasty, meaning that the Twezi dynasty came after the Tembuzi dynasty. Twezi dynasty succeeded the Tembuzi dynasty. The first king of the Batwezi, was called Ndahura. Do you know that story? Yes, Isaza Ndahura. Yes. The first king of the Batwezi was called who? Ndahura. P4 legends started about Ndahura. And their last king was called Wamala. The last king of the Batwezi was called Wamala. Now, while in Bunyoro, the Batwezi established their headquarters at Bigo Byamugenyi. The headquarters, their capital city of the Batwezi was found at a place called Bigo Byamugenyi. You can also ask you, why do the Batwezi remember Bigo Byamugenyi? Why do they remember Bigo Byamugenyi? You will say Bigo Byamugenyi was the headquarters of the Batwezi. Bigo Byamugenyi was the capital city of the Batwezi. We are going to learn more about the Batwezi. The Batwezi did great things, good things in Uganda. There are many things we are enjoying today because of a group of people called the Batwezi. So we are not going to complete the lesson of the Batwezi within today. We shall talk more about it, especially the contributions of the Batwezi, the good and bad things that they did. We shall look at that one and why they disappeared. So I've told you their last king was called Wamala. Their first king was called Ndahura. I have prepared for you an activity about these few things I've looked about the Batembuzi and the Batwezi, even the previous work. Lesson number 16, number 15, I never gave you an activity. But this one will cover today's lesson and the other previous lesson. I have an activity for you there. I will not read through. Just look at them. You answer them accordingly. Read the notes very well and you will get the answers exactly from what we have done. I have prepared for you 10 questions. 10 questions. Read and attempt these questions very well. Very well. This marks the end of our lesson 16. Coming next, that's in our lesson 17, we shall look at the contributions of the Batwezi. Why we remember the Batwezi, the good things they did. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being good children. I hope you are reading the work very well. You have time to revise and attempting my work very well. May the